everybody, and happy Make It Monday. My name is Laura Buechler from Inkyfingers Papercrafting, and I'm here to help brand new crafters go from feeling overwhelmed, uncreative, uninspired, unsure how to begin, to feeling excited and supported and proud to share off their new creations. So I'm here to walk you through how to make this really cool fancy fold card today. I'm really excited about that. And I also want to share with you about an exciting retreat that's coming up using the same products that we're going to be using today. So let me get started with that. Let me move my camera over to the right view. Here we go. Hey, move over there. There we go. How gorgeous is this card, right? Isn't that beautiful? I love it. So I learned how to make this card from a friend and fellow demonstrator named Kathy N. And she was kind enough to share with me this beautiful design. And I'm going to show you how to make it too. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've got two pieces of Pretty Peacock here. I'm going to raise this up so we can see a little bit more. So Pretty Peacock, we started off with an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of cardstock. And don't worry about writing down the measurements because you're going to be able to get them afterwards on my website. But the thing that I think is brilliant about this is that this card uses pretty much the whole sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock with no waste. So I've got my card base here. It's already scored in the center. Just going to burnish that with my bone folder. And then this other piece here, I'm going to cut this lengthwise. There we go. Oops, I think I cut that the wrong way. Oh well, that's all right. I'll just grab another one. Yeah, I totally did. Oh, I was so excited to show that to you, and then I made a mistake right off the bat. Hey, what do I always say about paper crafting, though? With paper crafting, it's one of the hobbies where just about any mistake you make is fixable. And in this case, we're fixing it with another sheet of paper. Okay. There we go. That. And then so my magical thing that I was going to show you is that this uses up the rest of the sheet of cardstock with what we're going to create today. So I'm going to cut these squares. These are all going to be 4 cardstock squares, and that is what's going to go in the middle of the card. Perfect. That's the only piece of the cardstock that we're not going to use. Then I'm going to score this piece. And sometimes when I'm scoring, I take my cutting blade right out of the trimmer because that way I won't get mixed up and cut when I meant to score. Is that a tip that you do? As you can see already in this video, I already made a mistake, so we don't need more, do we? Okay. There we go. Put my blade aside so I don't cut myself with it because that would really ruin my day. Okay, so here in BC, it's Victoria Day today. It's a holiday. Is it a holiday where you are? Whether you're watching live or on the replay, tell me where you're from and tell me if it's a holiday where you are today. So here we go. We've got our card base. We've got this piece which I call a W. I bet you can guess why. And then we've got these 4 squares. And if you cut it all correctly, like I did not the first time around, you're going to end up using just about all of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. All right, so I want to show you where I got this beautiful design from. It is from the Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper, but look at this cool sheet. Of course, there's 6 different designs in the paper pack that you get, and this sheet has got all these different pre-designed, like a couple of them are card front size, and then a couple of them are different sizes, bigger and smaller. So I used this one here to make my sample card, and now I'm using this one to make the card today. So that is a cool sheet of paper that you get in that paper pack. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this to the matte layer that I've already cut and attach it to my card base. So what did you all do on the weekend, and what did you do if it was a long weekend? How did you enjoy that or celebrate it or whatever? I went down to Victoria, the capital of BC, where I live, and I went to see Come From Away, which is a musical about what happened in Gander, Newfoundland on September 11th. And what ended up happening in Gander after the 9/11 attacks is that American airspace was closed, and so 35, I'm not sure exactly of the number, but 30 something planes ended up being diverted to this little tiny town in Gander, Newfoundland. And there's a musical about that. Okay, so I have cut this piece from Wild Wheat cardstock, and this is going to go on the front of my card. When I did this one, the sample card, it already had a beautiful picture, so I didn't do anything on the front of that. But this one I thought needed a little something extra. And I've also die cut a piece here in case I want to put a sentiment on, but I'm not sure if I do or not. I think I'm just going to leave it off. So you could use adhesive sheet, of course, on the back of this because it's a very intricate die. But I'm going to be brave today and use my multi-purpose glue. And the motto of using this glue is ... not a lot. And I'm getting used to it. I used to be way more generous with my glue, and it didn't always serve me well. So now I'm learning to be more sparing. The other tip I have with glue, with this glue in particular, is when you're not using it, when it's stored, make sure that it's stored upside down. And that way the glue is always ready for you to use. Okay, a couple dots on these leaves. Anyway, so I went to Victoria to the Royal Theatre, which is a gorgeous theater, with my mom and my daughter, and we all got to see the musical Come From Away, and it was absolutely delightful. We are all very enthusiastic musical theater people, so that was delight. Oh, hey, France. Oh, from Michigan, USA. Oh, I'm so glad you joined me. That's so great. Nice to have you on board. I was just telling everyone, France, that here in BC, Canada, where I live, it's a holiday Monday today. Is it a holiday where you are in Michigan? Okay, so I've got my pretty flowers glued on there, and you notice because I didn't overuse my glue, there's no glue squishing out the sides here. So pat myself on the back. I did a pretty good job with that. So the front of the card is done, and now we get to do the inside of the card. So this is what it's going to look like, more or less. We've got this W or M, I guess, depending on how you look at it, of cardstock with our score lines, and then we've got these 4 cardstock squares. Now I'm going to show you in a little bit more detail the Cheerful Daisies bundle. So it's got all these gorgeous stamps, and these daisies are all 2-step Stampin', which is all super pretty and allows you to put a lot of different color and texture into your project. Some really fun sentiments. I love this, wishing you the brightest birthday. I'm using this one constantly. And then there are the dies. Now, a bunch of the dies I've already taken out because I'm going to use them today. But here are just some of the dies. And it's a photopolymer stamp set, which makes it really easy for you to use. Now in Canada, this bundle sells for $72.75, but I have an awesome offer for you because my friend Lisa and I are putting on a Cheerful Daisies virtual retreat. So if you live anywhere in North America, whether that's Canada or the US, you can sign up for our Cheerful Daisies virtual retreat. It's happening on June 17th, but even if you can't attend live that day, you will still be able to get access to all of the content, and you'll be able to make 12 cards, 6 designs, 2 of each design, and you'll get all the supplies that you need for that. You'll get all the videos and tutorials that you'll need for that, all the measurements. And there will be games and fun and prize patrol and etc. So much good stuff, socializing, and it's going to include this bundle for you. So there are 3 different options. You can find all of them at retreat.inkyfingers.ca. 3 different packages for you, depending on what your budget is. So go check that out and see what you think. It's going to be a really fun event, and registration closes on June 2nd, so don't wait too long. All right, now let's do some die cutting. I've got crushed curry cardstock here, and what I wanted to tell you about these dies is that, first of all, you've seen the great big one that I used on the front of my card, and then for each of these 3 flowers, there are 2 more dies. So you can see this large one, and then this detailed one, and this one that's part of the arrangement, floral arrangement here. Those 3 all go together. So you have so many options in how you're going to put your flowers together, and that's before you even start looking at the stamps. Like, you could put all 3 of these together. You could put just these 2 together. You could put just those 2 together. You could put just those 2 together, etc., etc. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be using the large, what would you call this? Like the biggest outlines of the 3 flowers on crushed curry cardstock, and then I'm going to be using these detailed ones with white cardstock, just to show you how this all goes together. Because when you get a set of, a lot of dies and a lot of stamps, sometimes it can be a little overwhelming, right? Which is part of the reason I love doing these virtual retreats with Lisa Ann, because we aim by the end of that retreat that you will have used every stamp and every die in the bundle at least once. So, plus you'll have made already 12 cards. So you'll already feel like you know what you're doing, you feel more confident, you feel inspired, you're ready to create more. We don't want it to be one of those things that just sits on your shelf and you're not sure what to do with it yet. Like, sometimes we buy things and we're so excited, and then we go, oh, where do I begin? So that's what we want to do at these retreats, is we want to get you using every piece of your bundle so that you feel confident and excited and inspired to use it yourself. Okay, so I've got my little white detailed pieces here. All right. Oh, your holiday is next Monday. Okay, Memorial Day. Okay. Oh, that's cool. We have Remembrance Day. In Canada, we have Remembrance Day, and that's in November. So same kind of idea to remember the veterans of war. Interesting. You have yours in May. All right. Got my pretty flowers. So this is how, let's do a little zoom in here. This is how I would put these flowers together. I would use my glue again and assemble them like so. But I have good news for you, which is I've already assembled some, so you don't have to watch me tediously do that. Just give you the idea of how they go together, so that you will feel more confident when you buy this bundle and you want to create with it, right? Which of course you can do by shopping at inkyfingers.ca. And if you're interested in the retreat, which why wouldn't you be, you can visit retreat.inkyfingers.ca and check out all the info on that. Okay, so here are the flowers. And then here are the ones that I've pre-cut already. So the additional step that I did off camera is cutting out these centers. Now I did that out of early espresso cardstock. And what I did was I cut just certain areas, not this whole die, but I would just cut like this little piece so that I get this spot with all the little polka dots out of it. And then I used this die so that it would cut out that center. Okay, so that's how I created the brown centers. Oh, you have Veterans Day on, oh my goodness, and that's our Remembrance Day. So you have Memorial Day and Veterans Day. Now that's interesting. Okay. Very cool, France. All right, I'm tidying up all my bits and pieces that I've spread from here to Kingdom Come. Here's my card that I started already. Here's my W bit. Here's my flowers that I've die cut and put together off camera. And then what I need are my four DSP squares. Well, it's actually 3 DSP squares, 1 white square, and then my pretty peacock squares. And this is how we're going to assemble the inside of the card. Okay, so put this to the side, that to the side, and let's start putting these together. So this Fresh as a Daisy designer series paper, as I already showed you, well, I just only showed you one piece of it, but it's so pretty, all the different patterns on there. This is one of my favorite ones. This is from that sheet that I showed you that's got all the different little pieces. And it just makes me think of like a prairie sky, right? I love it. I had a friend, a family friend when I was young, who was from the prairies. And she was always telling us, she, of course, moved to British Columbia where there are mountains and ocean and lots of that type of scenery. And I remember her arguing that the prairie scenery was so much more beautiful because there weren't any mountains to get in the way of the view, which I thought was a very unique way of putting it. So here it is, the prairie sky, where there aren't any mountains to get in the way of the view. Love it. Oh, thanks, France. I'm glad you're liking the cards. Yeah, feel free to sign up for the retreat too, because if you already have the bundle, you can exchange and get a different one with your retreat pricing. So that's one of the options that we offer. All right, so I'm going to put a white insert on the inside of my card here. So then, yeah, you could use, your Cheerful Daisies bundle that you already have and still get all the supplies and make the projects and everything. And then just get another bundle with your retreat cost. Okay, now this is the part that always trips me up, because what we're going to do, I'm going to zoom up here again. I want to attach this W piece to my card base. And the way I'm going to do that is squish it down like this. And then this last panel is just going to end up right on the edge of my white. And what I want to do in order to attach it, yeah, actually, I'm going to do this one first. So I've got all my accordion squished together. I'm going to hold it where I want it on the back of the card, inside back, I should say. And I'm going to put adhesive right here. And then I'm going to close the card. And so now it's attached to that inside top, right? Now I'm going to do the same thing. And close the card. And now it's attached to both sides. There's my W. Okay, and now I get to attach my beautiful daisies to my pieces of designer series paper. Which one do I want where? I think I'm going to put that one there. That one there. That one there. Oh, maybe I want that one there. Okay, yeah, this is hard choices. Okay, final decision. That's what I'm doing. Okay. There we go. So what is the weather like where you're from, France? Here it's kind of cloudy and overcast today. I don't mind. We actually need a little bit more rain. It's been a really dry winter here. Putting a little bit of glue down just to get that stem to attach. And then some more adhesive on this beautiful daisy. And there we are. Okay, I'm just going to give this a trim. And let's see, I'm going to start with this one, and then this one, and then that one, and then down at the very bottom is going to be one that I'm going to stamp on. So this part always confuses me because my instinct is to flip this over and put adhesive all around the outside of the square. But that's not going to work because this is a narrower shape than the outline of this square. So what I actually need to do is put adhesive on here. But I also need to not put it all the way to the edge because part of this piece is going to be showing. Oh, nice. Sunny weather. That's wonderful. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to do the same up here. So you'll notice I'm putting my adhesive a little bit in from the edge. And as I attach my square here, you can see I would be able to see the adhesive on that edge because there's a little bit of a border on each side. So I'm trying to keep it closer to the inside than I usually would. Oops, I went too far on the outside that time. So you're going to be able to see that. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm going to get lucky. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. Beauty. How cheerful is this card, hey? I guess that's why they call it Cheerful Daisies. Okay, so now the final one to go on is this one, and I'm going to stamp a sentiment here. So, no big surprise, it's going to be wishing you the brightest birthday. And I'm going to stamp some flowers here as well. So let's start with my flowers in crushed curry ink. And remember I told you earlier, this is a 2-step Stampin' set. So I'm going to start with the outline in full strength crushed curry. And that's going to go here and here. And then I'm going to grab this detailed stamp. I'm going to stamp it off. And then I'm going to stamp, trying my very best to get within the outline. And I think I did pretty well. So that's how that looks. And then there is a fabulous little stamp that's going to let me stamp the centers of the flower. And I'm going to do that in early espresso, which is going to match the ones that I die cut, right? Okay. Oh, that's so pretty. I love it. Are you loving it? If you love it, hit that heart button for me, won't you? That really helps me out. Okay, so now I'm going to attach this. Where's my little mat? Somewhere buried under all this stuff, no doubt. There it is. Okay. Oh, I haven't done my sentiment yet. I need to do that. Don't get carried away here, Laura. Wishing you the brightest birthday. It's going to go right on top of my flowers. And because I've chosen a dark, bold color, you can still see it even on the background with those flowers, right? If I'd chosen something more subtle, might not be able to see it. So I went bold with Pretty Peacock, same color as my card base. Okay. Pop that down there. And then once again, I'm going to be putting adhesive here rather than on the square. And there it is. There's our beautiful finished card. Gorgeous, right? So yes, I guess I could put a little sentiment here, maybe just a hello or something, but I don't know. I feel like it doesn't really need it. It's such an unassuming card from the outside, and then you open it up and it's like, wow! I love that. Surprise, surprise. Exciting stuff. So, if you share this video, oh, thanks, France. I'm glad you like it. If you share this video, you will get a chance to win this card from me. And yes, I will send it to you anywhere in the world. I don't mind sending internationally. I just love sending happy mail. So go ahead and share the video for your chance to win. And don't forget, as I said, that there is going to be a Cheerful Daisies retreat coming up on June 17th. But if that date doesn't work for you, you can participate in the retreat at any time. You'll have access to the content all the time after the event has happened. So not to worry there. just visit retreat.inkyfingers.ca for more info. And I hope that you will come and craft with us. It's exciting because I collaborate with a demonstrator from the US, so we can serve people from all over North America, whether you're in Canada or the States. We would love to see you there and participating with us. So have a great day, everyone. France, thanks for joining me live. Shout out to my replay warriors, and whether you're live or on the replay, I hope you have a happy Stampin' Day. Take care. Bye-bye.